Like many, I always turn to video games to immerse myself in the fantasies they provide in order to get away from the mundane aspect which I call my life. Whether it be something fantastical where you fight some mythical creature, exploring for treasure as you mow down hundreds of thousands of people that get in your way, or something a bit simpler like embracing the realistic feel of rally driving. Though I wish to take a look at the opposite perspective to that of escapism, to the normality that is presented in Persona 5 Royale, and how the everyday activities you go through create a unique experience that feels especially relevant due to these trying times, as well as to how it adds depth to the more fantastical side of things. I'm Pat Carey from the Republic of Players, and let's discuss the brilliance of normality that is presented by Persona 5 Royale. I find it strange that the aspect I am most enamored by in Persona 5 Royale isn't the enthralling turn-based combat, the intriguing plot, or the spectacular UI design, but the ordinary situations you can find yourself in that create a somewhat believable world from certain perspectives. Hanging out with the friends you make throughout your playthrough of the game, or simply exploring the world yourself and visiting locations where you can participate in minigames like of baseball, darts, or even cards. This quotidian approach presented enhances most of the experiences you will play through, in my opinion. Observing the relationships that you form, the characteristics that are displayed by the cast with whom you can build up a confidant rank with, can give off a vibe that I found myself relating to, and even recognizing certain traits that I would affiliate with my friends in real life. From the good-natured Ryuji to the eccentric behaviour of Yusuke, or the sheer competitiveness of Akechi to win. These idiosyncrasies help with deepening the bonds you have as you see yourself and friends within these characters. The simple act of hanging out with them made me feel like I was out and about with my friends in real life to a certain extent. This correlation between the cast in-game and my buddies was something that made the characters feel more real than anything else out there in the world of video games, and in turn creates a connection with these characters that help with immersing yourself in the experience. Yet it doesn't stop there. It goes further beyond to infuse life into the characters by all of them having problems and trying to overcome them. Everyone has issues in life, whether they be small or big. The likes of Mikoto, who spent all her time studying yet never really put herself out there to experience much outside of study, to Futaba, who is riddled with grief to the point of socially isolating herself from the rest of the world. But they want to improve themselves. Again, this further hammers home the idea of making these characters feel real, feel normal, even if some actions and behaviour at times can be over-exaggerated. This sense of normality from chatting or playing games with the characters in-game, as well as watching them confront their insecurities to improve, creates a stronger impact when you are fighting in a palace. I found myself caring a lot more. Even if a character got downed, I felt a bit guilty over it, and I can't say that about many other game characters. Humanizing them and allowing you as the player to interact and learn more about them, or having fun little escapades out in the city, whether it be learning some quirky little bit of information about the characters, or playing a game of darts or cards and getting a feeling of camaraderie that seems to lack in other games from what I have played. This brings me on to my next point, which involves the minigames you can play. Having a firm understanding of these characters makes them a whole different experience from anything else out there I have ever played. Taking Red Dead Redemption 2's minigames you can play, sure they can be a great deal of fun and are wholeheartedly engaging, though most of the time you'll probably be playing with strangers, or if you're at your camp you can play with your fellow gang members. However, they lack a connection in many ways. While you can play with others like Marston and Dutch in your camp, which are brilliant characters in their own right, I couldn't help but notice that not having a deep relationship, along with not really knowing most of the cast beyond the level of acquaintance at best, left them feeling hollow. I found I only wanted to play the minigames for the fun of the game and Arthur's smug smile when he wins, but it really doesn't matter who you play. Now, back to the card game Tycoon in Royale, where you challenge characters that you have a much better comprehension of, to the point that I felt they were practically my buddies, made the card game feel livelier. I honestly felt very competitive at moments when these characters bested me. Their personality shines through as they play, making it feel real, making it feel normal, and consuming my life rather frequently. Seriously, it's super bloody addictive card game. So, while Tycoon as a minigame is exceptionally enjoyable and engaging in its own right, the extra element of playing with a cast that you have a greater grasp of adds an extra layer to it that enhances the experience. Then there is the protagonist, the fellow you get to embody and experience the many wonderful things of everyday life, going through every day one at a time, attending school, studying, exercising, reading, video games, movies, pool, chilling with friends. All these pastimes help build your character and improve him. And improvement is something that everyone pushes for in life, which helps form some sort of connection with him. Increasing your social stats in order to achieve more and grasp a greater understanding to grow bonds with others, or to simply pull off that trick shot in pool, has a small sense of reward, yet feels more satisfying due to the connections made and the progress you put in to get to that point by doing day-to-day things. These activities can be seen as mundane to an extent, help make the world feel lived in, that you have a routine, that the world is constantly moving. Sure, it's oversimplified with how quickly you speed through days. However, these regular, ordinary days make the world feel normal, and add an extra sense of wonder to the fantastical elements when you steal hearts as the phantom thieves in the cognitive world, as in turn you are escaping the normality that Royale presents. The mix-up between living the normal days as a high school student and then stepping into the shoes of the phantom thieves is balanced excellently to create a world that feels real, familiar and lived in, yet still conceive a thrilling and alluring world for the idea of escaping into the more fantastical setting. I guess in these times of the coronavirus, the normality portrayed in Royale struck home harder than it would have without it. It allowed me to return to the times before COVID-19, where I could go see friends, hang out at a pub while playing some pool, challenging them to video games or chilling with them. Simply going out and about or exploring new areas I've never been. Yet this game allowed me to associate with all this in some manner, with amazing characters that I could relate to myself and friends, travelling around the areas to mingle and talk, or simply trying to improve yourself or those around you as best you can. Persona 5 Royale is a fantastic showcase for the brilliance of normality. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment and subscribe for more like it. Also be sure to follow the Republic of Players on our social media pages and keep up with all we are doing. And be sure to keep an eye on our Twitch channel for all the latest and greatest esports action in Ireland, which will be all down in the description below. And until next time, have a good one.